He's going all out here! Is this gonna do it? This fight's over! Your winner is the Hungry Wolf, Terry Bogard!
Okay! Yeah, I mean, he does.
Now speak your piece, too.
He does. He does look a bit weird, and I did kind of find it weird that they chose his classic costume versus his more older, updated look. But I do realize the color palette is very similar to Ken, Vagabond Ken. And it's just that, yeah, I hope they do some fine tuning before he gets released. I'm really looking forward to see what type of elements that they add into it. Because you remember when they brought in Akuma and even the vampire lady, that was the first time, we had meter burn characters. I would say in the Tekken universe on the side. So I'm interested to see what Street Fighter is going to do with SNK characters on this side, but for this modern era, because you could definitely tell this is definitely like a template for, gotta call it for what it is, Capcom versus SNK3. What would that look like? What would that look like?
It is testing the waters. As Frank, you got any thoughts on Terry's reveal? Well, I mean, we know he was coming, but him being the next character.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it, man. I like it. I wish it was his Garo outfit, but I realize it's gonna be the cha-ching alternative. So
you got to go for the iconic look when it comes to a guest character. At least in the reveal. At least in the reveal.
I was hoping that they didn't go for a 1-for-1. If I'm making any sense, they did some slight modifications to his classic look in the Street Fighter universe. I wish they kind of Street Fightered it up. I mean, it's cool though. If I'm making sense,
you basically saying you wish what Storm did with Lars, because you remember they made Lars look like he's part of this universe. So.
Exactly. Because it's okay. I mean, I know what Terry looks like already. You get what I'm saying? So dress him up a little bit. Because you could be like, well, what about Akuma? Akuma, they made Akuma look like he belonged in Tekken.
True.
Even Geese Howard.
True.
You know what I'm saying? So I would have wanted them to add a little bit more, or to make the jacket a little bit a puffy or whatever. Small things, small nitpicks that I have critiques. But I liked it. His face needs some work.
Do you guys think that they should have gone with Terry as the next character release right after releasing Bison? Do you think they should have done the proper Street Fighter reveals first and then saved Terry and Mai as the last two for season 2?
No, because I do kind of like, after when I looked at the layout, I do kind of like that Elena is last. Because I do kind of feel like that's some type of connection to Akuma. Because remember, Akuma was the last character in the first season, and I know there's a connection between them.
Which is so random.
And she was missing in Street Fighter 5, so it's interesting to see what is she capable of now and what is her importance. Because you could tell, especially by the trailer, she's looking up the sky. She's seeing she's a very mystic type character. There's something going on here in this world that Elena has to return. I mean, even look at her design. They updated her design. She's a bit older now. She looks more like a little priestess or something of that nature. So I'm interested to see what they do. So I mean, Terry and Mai, that's definitely something just to hold people over for the fall and the winter. Because Elena doesn't come out till early next year.
And isn't the next King of the Fighters supposed to drop this fall? Or am I wrong on the release date?
Probably right.
You mean Fatal Fury?
Sorry, Fatal Fury. Yeah.
Fatal Fury.
Wolves.
Yeah. City of the Wolves. Yeah, City Wolves. Yeah, I believe that drops later this year.
So I guess that makes sense because you would want as much SNK cross promo as possible. Hey, if you like this character, it's an SNK property. Look what else we got over here.
That's looking to be promising, to be honest with you, man.
Yeah.
The SNK game is looking It's looking legit.
Really unique and colorful art style, like in a way that makes sense. It's again, to Tim's earlier point, like it's not necessarily about graphics, but graphical style.
Actually, City of the Wolves is coming out next year.
Really?
Yeah.
I could have sworn they had announced
Probably,
like a fall release date of
I
this
would
year.
say probably like a spring date.
Okay.
Because you definitely tell they would want this for Evo, so they probably might do it like a January drop like they did for Tekken.
Mm-hmm.
But the big thing about this is, it's been 26 years since the last Fatal Fury game.
That's crazy.
26 years, bro.
I mean,
Mark of the Wolves is that old.
I'm just glad that SNK is joining these like legacy game companies of taking their game seriously again. Like I think to me, like that's the biggest takeaway from when I see a trailer like that. Of like,
And
yeah,
they're paying for it.
great that Terry is the one that you guys trot out every time you want a crossover character, but good, right? Good. Like for me, who was never really as big a SNK fan, I recognize him because he's been in Super Smash Brothers. He's been in this. He's been like they're trying to make him what Capcom has done with Ryu and Chun-Li over the years. So like him and Mai are going to be the faces of this particular fighting game IP that we have, and we're going to continue to roll out other ones as we can revitalize certain things. And of course, it's like you guys said before you even watched the trailer. It's like it's the perfect tease of like, but what happens when we do Capcom versus SNK 3, the modern era, right? Like I think it's the like I know S Rank you have a lot of very valid points when it comes to guest characters wasting a slot, but like I said, I think it's the best way to capitalize on a moment of like let's give these games for this particular cycle a moment that these fans can have for themselves. Like man. I'll never, because again, we always talk about it. I'll never forget Soul Calibur 2 having Link, Hayachi, and Spawn. You'll never forget it. You'll never forget it.